Hi guys, so tonight I have Bobby with me now. Bobby is an old friend of mine who we used to throw weights around in the powerlifting days, or in my powerlifting days, and in my first gym known as SAS Gym. Bob now works in post-production and is a media supervisor, and more importantly, is a pretty good laugh to talk to. So, Bob, how are we doing, my man? How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm well stocked for this. I've got a big man mug of tea,
There you go.
and when we get fancy, I have a tiny espresso.
Nice. So you're not going to sleep tonight then?
It's decaf.
Oh right, there you go, there you go. Okay. So right, you're still going at the moment, aren't you? You're still working.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've still got to do our jobs because we can do it remotely, so we don't have the luxury of I say luxury. A lot of people are hating it, really, but
Yeah.
we don't have the choice, I should say, to stay at home and not do stuff, not
Yeah.
do what we're supposed to be doing.
And what's that like? I mean, what's the transition been like?
Well, it happened pretty quickly. It's a couple of days. Yeah, it it wasn't easy. It's pretty stressful. I was working
Yeah.
like 11-hour days, and because obviously I'm a supervisor, so it's not like I'm just doing what I'm told. I've got to help run the department. So um, if it doesn't get set up remotely from home, then people who should be working from home have to come in, and then you don't want that because they you don't want to put people at risk.
No, of course, of course. And when it comes to like your team, what's the mood like? How are they dealing with it?
They seem all right, to be honest. They seem fine. I mean, we were pretty transparent with them about what we're doing, how we're doing it, that we want to make sure that they're safe, and that we're not going to take advantage of them or anything like that, get them to come in when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were fine. I mean, when everyone's set up from home and working remotely, and kind of the anxiety of not being able to physically ask people questions kind of dies away. They kind of settled in a little bit more. But initially, everyone's a little bit on edge, It's like, oh, I've got to do all my work and I can't ask anyone a question.
Yeah, so they're not accountable to anyone. Well, they're only accountable when they have to present it and it's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
we've been communicating really well, actually. 'Cause we've Slack is.
yes, I've heard of Slack. Yeah, but for the audience
Yeah.
or people listening, could you just break that down for us?
So it's basically just like a big server chat room, but like in a work environment focused thing. So it's the professional equivalent to like a Discord or something. Like different channels for different things. But yeah, everyone's been fantastic on that, so it's been pretty good.
Cool. And do you like upload? Can you upload media and stuff into that, or is it more? Are you doing that via something online, more like a?
Well, I mean, we don't really need to send each other stuff because we most of what we do is accepting stuff from our clients.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether there was like a intranet or something that you guys all logged into.
Yeah, sorry. So our remoting situation isn't. It's actually quite cool because instead of setting up our computers to be able to access everything, we've basically all got a VPN that allows us to access our work network, and we just remote directly onto our own PCs anyway. So if we can get on that, we can do everything.
Oh, perfect. And what did people have setups at home already? Did they have to take stuff from the office?
No, it was we had to do everything as soon as we knew we had to do it. So it was all from scratch, and it's quite incredible the amount of stuff that some other people have done. Because we've got a lot of clients, and we've got a lot of people, a lot of editors working on shows. Might have, well, one of the buildings has about 30 rooms for editors to sit in, 30 different rooms. One of them has about 20 something. One of them has over 20. Even if they're all half full, all of those people got to be sat remotely, and it's the person doing that was pretty ragged after the 2 days of doing that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't account for the staff as well. That's just the clients. Every staff we've got 3 buildings, so all the clients in all 3 buildings have to be set up remotely, working efficiently from home without like lag, so they can actually edit stuff. All the staff have got to be remotely working from home.
So they would have to have a certain level of internet as well. So they would have to have a certain requirement of internet as well. So I would have thought fibre optic would be the very lowest.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the actual editors happen to have. That's luckily not my department.
Yeah.
Yeah, I supervise the technical junior department, so we deal with like incoming and outgoing media. So it's like rushes coming in, camera rolls, archiving. We don't actually interact with the client, so it's
Oh, okay.
not my. Up about 60, 70 editors remotely from home. Just
Oh,
have to worry about my like 13 ops I take care of.
13 either way is pretty hardcore to
That's an
deal with.
espresso sip, that is.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So I mean, I suppose the only worry for you guys now is that it's going to be very limited with new content. I mean, you did briefly talk to me about that before we went on to onto record. But talk to me about like some of the content that is coming in that is new.
The stuff that is coming in that isn't it's difficult to say really, because I've signed a non-disclosure, so I don't want to be
Yeah,
I
of
don't want
course.
to be I don't want to be particular, but generally the shows people are making, in my experience, are related to this kind of thing, zoomy kind of stuff. Because what else can you do? You can't get a camera crew in, you can't get a cameraman, you can't get a camera. What are you going to do? The stuff that's coming in from shows before this happened, honestly, I can't recall. No, I can't really. It's difficult. I mean, the amount of shows that we do, it just kind of rotates. You know, when one's done, another one comes in. It's just a revolving door of new shows.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, are you allowed to talk about who you are, like stuff you've worked on in the past, shows you've worked on? Are you allowed to talk about anything like that, or I don't know what you are and I'm not allowed to talk about?
Same, really.
Oh,
my
secret squirrel.
I know for absolute facts, right? I can definitely talk about some things because I have got a credit on a TV show, and that's quite I don't want to say big thing because it's like, you know, look at me. But I know in my business, because we're a company that supply a service to clients to edit their stuff, individual people don't typically get credits unless they're like the producer of the show, you know, that kind of thing.
Of course.
But what I did do is about a year or two ago, year and a half, something like that, a year ago-ish, we had Geordie Shore season 21 come in.
Oh, man.
And I synced 5 out of 10 episodes and I got credits on the episodes. So that was
cool.
fun.
That's cool. Well, there you go. You've made it. What more do you need?
Yeah, my fans are lining up at the door.
Mate, you've got more credits than I do. So, I mean, you must see. Well, you know, I don't want to twist your arm too much, but especially with a show like that, I can't even imagine. Do they just chuck you so much footage, and you're like, well, that can't go in, that can?
No, that's kind of the good thing about, because the way it works is that clients will send their stuff in.
Oh, okay.
The way it works in Geordie, you know, it's a big house, so they record everything in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, or you know, they record everything on the location and send us stuff. So
they're not exactly shy, are they?
No, they're not shy. They're very forthcoming. But they will send us stuff, and then we'll just essentially take all of that and we'll make it available to the edits that the client wants to use. So we don't actually do any kind of content sifting. We just literally just provide them what they've given us.
That's brilliant. Well, I mean, this is the other thing as well. Something like that, there could be scope for, you know, people that are already in lockdown with people who do have, I don't know, a certain amount of technology around them. That could be done right now. That someone could be making that program right now, which I think maybe someone already is. I'm not sure. You know,
it might have been season 20 actually.
Might be season 20. Well, no, I mean, you know, someone could be making that right now. Geordie Shore, they could all just be locked up, and, well, no, someone would end up getting killed, wouldn't they? They'd tear each other to pieces. So, what's the what you do? I mean, you train a lot, you exercise a lot, you you look after yourself. You're conscious what you eat. You do tick all the boxes. Has anything changed?
Legs.
Cake.
Legs.
Oh, legs.
Yeah, I can't train legs very well. I got my bars and everything behind me. That's the big thing there sticking up.
Yeah, I can see it. It was that an ollie bar.
No, it's one of the older. My dad got me like a York fitness kind of like plate set,
Yeah.
starter set, like 100 kilo set, something like that. Yeah. And I just so happened to have it on me during this whole pandemic, and I managed to buy one of the last pair of 20 plates off Fitness Superstore. So, no, it's 50 kilos, not 100. God, that would be great. No, I've got 85 kilos worth of weight now.
Right,
So I can do, yeah, I've, it's, you kind of have to kind of adapt with it, but I still can't do legs. It's, I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. Because it's like, if, you're going to do deadlifts with 85 kilos, like, what's the point?
Cardio.
Like, no, I'm like even trying to do squats, like even with 50 kilos without a squat rack, you've got to find a way of getting on your back. And when it's a short bar, it's like, you can't do like, what's the squat where you kind of tip it up and get it on your back and then tip it back again?
Oh, yeah, no, it's not even worth doing. I think a front squat would probably be the best way to do it. Maybe.
Yeah, I can't clean the weight I'd want a front squat.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I think one of the blessings that I've got here, if I was to show you over there right now, is my squat stands and my bench and stuff, which, I own 2 gyms, so I should be able to take something home with me.
Really?
So what, other than that though, so you're missing this, but you are still fairly motivated. How often are you training?
Well, I mean, I try and train when I can, because recently in particular, I've been doing 11-hour days, and I've been going into London as well, because we've got like a specialized machine room. Someone needs to take care of it. Someone needs to make sure it's operational. If kit dies, you got to reboot it or troubleshoot it, or something comes in, like a client sends you a drive full of stuff that needs to be in for the edit the same day, and we've got no one in today. You're gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
So someone has to be there to accept stuff and send things out, keep everything revolving around. But I've been doing 11-hour days for 4 days in a row. So on those days, I just get home, bum around for an hour and sleep. There's no way I'm going to go do like 2 hours of shoulders.
No. I can imagine that.
No.
And what's your work-wise? I suppose you're probably working more than ever then.
Yeah. I mean, it's different. It's gone from a different kind of busy, because before it was so busy, it would be sometimes I would get in at like 8:30. So I get in about, I was supposed to start at 9, but I get in at 8:30, and I would be working solid through to like 2-3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Have like a 20-minute break, and then work through to like 4-5, and then have an hour to just let it die down a bit. But now it's more, depends on the day really. Like today, for example, I've been making a new program, so it's not part of my job description, but I do it because I know how to. I've been creating a new program for the company, so I've been trying to make that work, which in of itself is a pretty big job. But then 2 other programs I make had to be adjusted the same day, because one went wrong and one needed to be accounted for a new workflow for a new show that's coming. And it's on top of that. And then I've got someone else on the Slack going, "Hey, you check my work for me?" "Yeah, I guess I can." And then someone else, "Hey, I don't understand this job I've got to do." "Okay, good, I'll get to that too." And then there's a request coming in from my emails like, "Yeah, I'll set that up, don't worry." And then like, you've got like 10 things on, and you just kind of get them all done in a, linearly instead of putting one behind.
And then I send you a script
simultaneously
at the same time as well.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help.
No.
And then you got people like me that want a Zoom off of you, and I suppose as well. I mean, you've also got your other half to keep happy as well.
Yes, I do.
Where is she at the moment?
She's in the bed,
Oh.
but she's I don't know. I quite enjoy staying indoors anyway, so it's been fine. It's actually been pretty good for me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I would be going into work normally, but being able to stay at home and just spend all day on the computer is pretty much what I like doing anyway.
Yeah.
But for her, she likes going out, so it's harder for her. But
There was a meme that reminded me of you the other day. There was a meme that reminded me of you the other day, and it was people preparing for lockdown, and then it's got gamers, and it said, "We've been preparing for this our whole life," which did remind me of you. Obviously,
That's a espresso moment.
an espresso moment, yeah. Now, I want to talk to you about, if you don't mind, about something personal,
Right.
and it's something that we spoke about previously, and
Right.
that's the fact you've had to rearrange some things. Like,
Oh, right. Yeah, the wedding.
yes,
Yeah.
how's that going?
Well, I mean, it's going.
So
um,
so for everybody else, when was the date?
well, it's supposed to be no, it's supposed to be late July
Mhm.
this year, but that's cutting it a bit fine. And one of the whole purpose of me having the wedding in the place I'm having it is so that my granddad can come.
Mm.
He's like 90 something. That's like the last person you want to get coronavirus. So
Yeah,
like it's even if like the ban on like small weddings or weddings in general is lifted by then, it's probably not a good idea to risk it. So
no.
yeah, we're gonna have our wedding next July and not kill my grandpa. That would be a nice thing to do.
That's a good idea. No, I like that. I think that's probably a nice idea. Um,
Yeah.
so I suppose there's a little bit of pressure in some respects lifted, but just postponed pressure for later on until this
Yeah.
time, really.
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty organized anyway. We'd done quite a few things. Some of the things we haven't done, but we'd have like, we've got the florist, we got the cake, we've got the photographer, we had the venue, we had the catering.
I was
Pretty
going to say
much
you must
decide.
have a photographer. God,
Yeah.
like everyone in your phone book.
Surprisingly, I actually didn't have any. I had to go and find one.
I bet you must have, well, at least a videographer then.
No, not really. Everyone is just kind of. I'm not in contact with many people I used to go to uni with anymore. So
No? Oh,
that
right.
was
Okay, I
that
was
was
going
the
to say.
first big shock. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I know quite a few people. I don't know anyone.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? Well, no, we had plenty. We had plenty of people to choose from, which I was blessed. We were blessed with. In fact, I'm probably going to interview the guy that did our photography fairly soon. Actually, a guy called David did a fantastic job. Um,
He
so, I
did.
mean, what would you say at the moment? What kind of take homes would you say that you've experienced, or what have you realised that is or isn't as important as you thought it once was?
Um, I guess I wouldn't phrase it like that, but I would say kind of it's interesting to seeing what can happen if people are forced to do stuff. Because some of the things that other people in other companies or just in general have done, or even my own company, what we've done, it's interesting to see what we can do if we actually try and do stuff.
It's incredible, isn't
Because
it?
I mean, if it weren't for this, there'd be no incentive to get people working from home. There'd be no point. We can just come in and work as normal. You're around everyone else. You can ask everyone questions. You can be around the equipment. Like there's no limitations of being at work. I mean, why would you hook up your entire company away from home? But now that we are working from home, it's opened up possibilities that we might be able to carry some of the stuff we've been doing over to just improve work as it was before.
Mm. I mean, people
Even
are
something simple though. Even
people
something
are all looking.
simple.
Go on, what's that?
I was gonna say even something simple, but it's not simple. But even something like the government coming out and going, oh yeah, we've got 330 billion. We're gonna pay everyone's wages. I'm like, you're the Conservative Party. What are you doing?
Well, they haven't quite done it yet, but they're giving it a good go. Um, yeah, I'm not getting paid. I think you know what people are saying they're looking forward to the world going back to normal, but I don't
Nah.
think people know what the new normal is going to be. And what you've touched on there is pretty, you know, it's sticking out in my mind the fact that businesses are now realizing, hang about, location doesn't have to be a factor anymore. We don't
No.
have to be confined to just even country, I mean, obviously they've been outsourcing to India for years, but I don't mean that. I mean more our staff can be wherever they need to be. I think it could go down to the fact that it only needs to be a skeleton staff in the head office. But then what's the implications for London?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting thinking about, because I mean, you've got anyone can work from home now who is able to or has a job that will allow them to. I mean, if you're in a warehouse, you can't work from home, but if you work on a computer, you can.
Yeah.
So you've got all these different possibilities have opened up that could stay opened up. And just the thought that I could go back to normal, like maybe normal is not something we want to go back to. Maybe we can have something that's better than normal because we've now adapted and we've got a new normal that is just generally better for everyone, more efficient, but it also, imagine how nice it would be if, like, say, every other week you could work from home and still get the same pay. That'd be great. I'd be so happy.
I think that's coming. I don't know whether we are. I don't know whether we were as close as we are now before this started, but we are now at least 10 years closer to that than we were. I think this has brought the online world so much closer, which needs to happen really, because if you actually like really really peel back the layers, we're destroying the planet, traveling everywhere. We're just causing absolute bedlam when it comes to pollution in in cities and built up areas. This would solve that quite easily, and everyone would be happy. I mean, no, we won't do that.
It's also interesting as well because, I mean, if you think with the whole climate change discussion and however many years it's been going around now, it's always been, it's too much money, it would cost too much. Even if people acknowledge it's happening, that we're causing it, well, there's nothing we can do about it. And like, as soon as there's a virus that's probably going to kill you or someone you care about if you get it, all of a sudden we can work from home. All of a sudden we've got loads of money to pay people.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we've got all this money and we can do all these emergency procedures because it's immediate. But the problem with that is it's not immediate. I mean, it's becoming immediate, but it's been such a slow burner. No one's taking it seriously. At least no one with the chance to do anything about it's taking it seriously.
Well, now a funny little virus has done that for us. So we're going to bring this into a bit of a close now, mate, and we're gonna move over. We're probably just going to have a chat after this. And like I said, I really appreciate you you coming on. But
that's an espresso moment.
That is an espresso moment, mate. I wish I had one. Massively regretting the early glass of red wine I've had. If you were to, at the moment then, so I know you manage a team and you work with a lot of diverse different people, and you probably have to pep talk and motivate. For people that are in a similar situation to you, remotely working, sticking in hours and stuff, what kind of things are you using for yourself for motivation?
Myself?
Yeah.
Sounds a bit of a cop-out, but I don't need motivation. I just get on and do my work. But for motivating the people in the team, though, I mean, it's all about just... It's easy to get on with work as normal and gloss over or not even acknowledge that people might be really anxious at home, or they don't know what's going on, or they're stressing out because of their family or whatever. So I don't know, whatever we can do really to help alleviate that. So I don't know, even something simple is on our Slack, not keeping it completely about work, having one for like fun stuff and just posting silly memes and shit and installing some stuff in it that they could use to like get cat facts or some crap like that. Because I mean, everyone needs that kind of thing. You don't want to just be a drone working from home instead of a drone at work. You want some kind of humanity in your work.
Yeah.
So I mean, just stuff like that just helps people. I don't think you have to outright motivate people. Just give them something to help alleviate working.
The monotony, yeah.
Yeah, just humanize it. That's all.
Oh man. Well, thank you very much, Matt. You know what? That's a refreshing bit of information there, mate, and especially as a as an employer, that's something I'm probably going to start bringing into practice into our own chat groups. Having something that is a bit of fun, that isn't all about work, and helps break up that monotony. But thanks so much for your time today, mate. I really, really appreciate that, and I love that take home. I love that take home. I hope that everyone's okay there. I hope that you keep your health and everything, and I hope to see you guys get married next year as well.
Me too.
Yeah, I can imagine you do. That's an espresso moment. So I'm going to quickly round up for everybody that has either watched or listened. Guys, thank you so much again for your time for today. If you do want to check out Bob's credit, I'm sure we can find a way of linking up the Geordie Shore bit in the show notes. If you have enjoyed today's podcast, please do press that share button. You know, I'm on a mission at the moment to interview 100 people to get 100 pieces of advice, all going through the COVID-19 times, and that is not a newspaper. Going through the COVID-19 lockdown and getting their stories for future generations. So please, also, if this has resonated, please get in contact or comment below. Thanks again, guys. Bob, don't go anywhere. I'm going to carry on talking to you, but I'm going to press the stop record for everyone else. And stay safe. See you later.